usually I would say by just trying to stay open and being observant. I think it's really important to be an observer in the world, not just of, what you're doing or what's around you, but also people and how they respond to you and how they respond to other things. Look for a need that needs to be filled and find a way to fill it. That's the easiest way for me to kind of come up with new and creative things, is look for what's missing and what could I stick in there that I could make. I would say it's kind of a sliding scale. Sometimes I would stick with an idea if I thought that the result or the impact was going to be great enough. I would stick with it longer in the hopes that I could find a way to make it work or turn it around. So I guess it really depends on the idea. If it's something minor that has a really easy alternative, I don't stick with it that long. But if it's something that could really, really make a difference either in my life or my business or the lives of the people around me, I would put a lot into it before, bailing. The main difference between entrepreneurs and, employees, people who have a job, is willingness to take responsibility. And, as an entrepreneur, there's really nobody to shift the blame to but you. And you need to learn to own that very quickly, or it becomes really apparent that you're not cut out to be an entrepreneur. Back in late 2005, my husband David was actually a cameraman for Channel 40 News, and I was in school full-time studying sustainable agriculture and sustainable living. Very shortly after David got laid off, we found ourselves really wanting to start something together. We both have the entrepreneurial drive, so we would rather have kind of the fun and flexibility and freedom that comes with owning our own business, and also the creativity. We're both very creative people, so to have some of that creative license starting our own business was really important to us. So we combined our interest with green living, which, I was attending UMass Amherst for sustainable living, and David was attending a lot with me, so we were very interested in the concept, and it was just starting to crest the wave of, real green consciousness. So we launched the company. David's father owned a cleaning company while he was growing up, so he had a lot of experience under his belt cleaning, and it was something that we were able to do together. So we launched Beloved Earth, and it became our full-time job within a matter of months and just took off from there. So we were kind of in the right spot at the right time as the first green cleaning company in Western Mass. We definitely found ourselves trying to be the jack of all trades when we started the business, trying to do everything ourselves, trying to cut the costs of getting the right help. But I really feel like we would have been leaps and bounds ahead if we had let professionals do some of the things for us. So most definitely weigh your options when you're starting off, and that's what I would recommend to somebody that I would have done differently, is accept the help earlier of people who really knew what they were doing. When we first started, we didn't look for any kind of outside funding. As a matter of fact, that idea of starting with a loan actually really intimidated us. We wanted to make sure that we could prove that we could make it work before we accepted money from other people. So we really bootstrapped it big time in the beginning. We maxed out a couple of our very small credit cards, buying groceries, since we had already bought cleaning equipment and supplies and vacuums, and found that we didn't have enough money by the end of the month. But with the hard work in the beginning, and also bootstrapping, we didn't carry a big debt load, so it was really easy to start kind of turning a small profit, and we just were always committed to reinvesting the income that we were making into the business, and slowly but surely we just built it up. Actually, the location decided on us for the business. When we launched, we were living about 45 minutes or so from the college that I was attending, UMass at Amherst. And Amherst and Northampton area of Massachusetts was really where the green movement had taken some serious root when we launched the business. So we found pretty early on, within the first 2 or 3 years of launching the business, that we were going to want to relocate to the area where most of our clients were coming from. So really, I think just the movement dictated to us where we were going to be. All of our clients were coming from 45 minutes away. So we kind of followed where the business was coming from. It was an easy choice. I'm willing to go as far as it takes to succeed. I mean, I don't know. What's the limit? I mean, how far can you go? That's how far I'm willing to go. I don't know. I draw my inspiration from lots of different sources, including things that aren't people. I draw a lot of my inspiration from nature, and I love the ancient mythologies about how connected the different parts of our personalities are to the different cycles of nature. And entrepreneurship, I have definitely seen to be a natural cycle. There's ups, there's downs, there's ebbs, there's flows, there's light, there's darkness. So to me, I don't know, I look for inspiration everywhere, not just with people. Maybe a year or two ago, called Rework by Jason Fried, and he's the owner of a really successful tech company called 37 Signals. And I just loved how they broke down the status quo of what business is supposed to look like. And as a matter of fact, one chapter in that book is what helped me revolutionize our hiring process. So I really loved that book, and I would highly recommend it. But also, I mean, there's been some really impactful books that I've read. I love to read both self-development and things about entrepreneurship. One of my favorite books is The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. And that book is just such a beautiful journey. And I think that's what entrepreneurship can really be. It's just such an amazing journey of discovery for people about themselves, about what makes the world tick, about how to really connect with people. And that book was just a beautifully told story. I love it, and I've read it more than once. And I would say, as far as another entrepreneurship book that's been very impactful for me, was The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. And that book I read years and years ago, and it really did transform how I viewed my participation in the business and David's participation as my partner. How as the business owner, you have to work more on your business than you do in your business. And that was really a turnaround for me, because prior to that, I was just trying to do everything. Adventure. Well, that's evolved over the course of the last 8 years that we've been in business, but I mean, obviously, a large part of that, what motivated me, was putting food on the table and keeping a roof over our head, because no one else was doing that except us. And since that has become, since that has been attained, basically, I would say what motivates me the most now at this stage in my business is making an impact. I want to change my little piece of the world, and you can't do that if you're not doing anything. So that's definitely what motivates me. Is I want to have some kind of positive influence. Not a legacy per se, but definitely something that I feel proud about contributing